And aside from Stephen King, who I talk about entirely too much on this show because, I grew up, we're about a year difference between us, so a lot of my sister had the My Little Ponies. I'm sure you knew plenty of people that
I
had
would
the
like you to
Batman
go
action.
and see if your sister still has them and get them for me.
Maybe.
Hunt and kill those ponies. They need to come home.
um, You know what? Honestly, she's got a daughter now, and I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of those ponies are floating around in her toy box at this point.
That's fair. I mean, ponies, we forget sometimes with the collectibles that were our childhood that they are still toys. And the question of whether something is a toy or a collectible really is answered by context. Ponies come to me for a soft retirement, and they get their nice room and their hermetically sealed shelves, and they're never touching untreated wood ever again. And they get to rest. They get to be forgiven for the crimes of their youth. And some ponies are still in toy boxes and still being slammed around by the tail, and just like I used to play with my ponies, and that's great.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Batman action figures that are still in the package, but the only reason is because it was a duplicate somebody bought me, and I've already got one opened and on a shelf that has been well
Mm-hmm.
played with and loved. So I had heard you talk elsewhere about keeping a pony and a dice on your desk when you're writing,
Yep.
and I would love to hear what the reasoning is behind both of those.
I mean, ponies are because they bring me comfort. They make me feel better. I always have at least one die with me, and I use dice as a writing tool. This is a D20, so it is sub-ideal. But if you've got a word count goal for today of 2,000 words, you just set it to the 20 when you sit down. And every time you finish 100 words, you rotate it to the next face down. So it gives you a physical manifestation of how much work you've done and how much work you have left to do, which is not normally something that you have as a writer. I am, like many of us, someone who likes to fidget, and I like having something to kind of roll in my hands and play with, and I should not do that with this die. Ow, ow, ow. This is a sharp-edged die. You could use this to kill a man. But, dice and ponies are very important. I can't show you a pony right now because I'm actually downstairs in my office rather than upstairs at the desk where I do most of my working. So I have some velociraptors in reach. I have Raven from the Teen Titans in reach. I have my piggy bank, and I have a xenomorph, and that's it.
Do you actually play with the pony to kind of reimagine some of your childhood, or is it just looking at it enough?
Looking at it's usually enough, but I'll also fidget with it, and I put my ponies through little scenes and dioramas. There is no reason to get rid of your toys if you don't want to. They can be your friends. I found the third Toy Story movie fundamentally offensive. Like the idea that Woody could not be happy without his friends, that was fine. That Woody wants to stay with the rest of the toy box, okay. But Woody can't be happy if he's not being played with. Woody was already an antique when he came to Andy. Woody does not want to go through another childhood. Woody wants to sit on a nice, safe shelf with someone who loves him. So just the idea that if you're an adult toy collector, your toys are somehow unhappy, I found very upsetting.
Thing I like about Toy Story 3, because I'm with you, and actually the fourth one really ticked me off, where like he gets Bo Peep back. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the fourth Toy Story, but he gets Bo Peep back, and he's like, "Well, bye, friends." Like, oh, Woody was apparently just a crappy friend all those years. That's
Mm-hmm.
terrible. But the third one, there's that scene where the toys are in the garbage pit and they're circling that fire and they all kind of look at each other. I think a couple of them hold hands and there's just that
Mm-hmm.
really long, dark pause of this is it. We accept our fate. I guess it's over. And then, spoilers, eventually they get saved. There's kind of a happy, not so happy ending there. But that movie never again gets happy enough to counteract the absolute darkness of
Oh
that.
yeah, that's a beautiful moment. But the ending, so hey kids, did you know that adults are messed up too? When we were kids, there was a huge push of television and media, including a special called The Christmas Toy, which was the precursor to Toy Story, Rose Petal Place over in the girl toy aisle, all of that. The Velveteen Rabbit was very big, that told us our toys were alive. That when we weren't in the room, our toys could get up and move around and do things, and they had a life, and they just stopped when we came in the room and they froze. And that seems like a really cute idea. That seems like one of those things that's fun to think, right? But yeah, no, not so much. Because while none of the adult toy collectors I know actually believe that our toys get up and move around at night, we have all been, to a certain degree, infected with animism. We all seem to believe on some level that our toys have feelings, that they want things. That, you know, you've survived 3 generations of children, you deserve a soft retirement. No, Billy doesn't like to be played with by the head. Nope, Barbie would prefer not to have her shoes taken off. You know, you will hear a lot of that from people in our age range, of people just talking about toys like they have wants and feelings. And that's because even though we know that's not the case, we don't always know it. And that was given to us by our parents as a great package gift with some of those same toys. And then they couldn't figure out why we didn't get rid of them the second we turned 20. You know, it's not, you can't spend my entire childhood telling me this is what a friend is shaped like and then expect me to dump my friend. I was saying before we started recording that sometimes readers will send me their childhood herds of Generation 1 My Little Pony, and I appreciate every single one of them that comes to me. But the main reason that people send them to me, that they tell me, other than we would like you to have these, is these were my friends. They took care of me. They loved me when no one else would. And I cannot sell my friends. It doesn't matter that I might be able to make some money if I put them up on eBay, and I'm not going to get any money just mailing them to an author. I can't sell them. They took care of me once. And I think that's both a beautiful illustration of how humans are, and proof that maybe telling kids their toys have feelings is bad for them in the long run.
I suppose that's probably a little bit true. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ponder that, because I know that as we're speaking, Michael Keaton is wearing a bat suit again from Andy, however you say his last name, the director of it. So there will be another line of Michael Keaton themed Batman toys, and that's at least $100, $200 out of my wallet. It's already spent. Warner Brothers, you know where I am. Here you go. And I don't know that I will love those toys as much as the original '89 toys, but they will, I think, have some shared grace because it's part of the set.